What's up, my fellow treasures? Welcome back to another episode of good content. And don't I look clear? That's because on Twitter, no, I shouldn't start it like that, but that's because I took an investment and I got myself a ring light. You know, the one that TikTokers use. Obviously, it's not the same exact one that they use. I'm pretty sure they all use different ones, but mine is actually special because let me just, there we go. Mine has different settings that involve color, flash warning. Just gonna make this clear. Flash warning for this part. You can skip forward about like a couple seconds. I'm not sure, but different kind of lights too. They change and they're all kinds of colorful and different. This one's blue and yellow. Ukraine and all. I don't know. Purple and blue. What is that? Blue and green and red. You got the pan colors. Also, Happy Pride Month. This is my second take, by the way. I didn't talk about the movie itself actually that much, so Happy Pride Month. I'm non-binary ones over there. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for the review of this ring light. That's the one I want. So yeah. So like the title says, let's actually get into the actual movie itself, which is Jurassic World Dominion. I've noticed a lot of people be overly critical of this one. Yeah, sure. It's the final movie in a long storyline that's taken 6 movies to do, which it didn't have to. And technically, 2 of the Jurassic World sequels don't count. They happen, but they don't count because they don't really apply to this one. But, just let it be a Jurassic Park movie. It's fun, and the title is accurate because it actually is Jurassic World. There are enough dinosaurs. You guys are just mean. But whatever. Spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about almost the entire story. I'm going to abbreviate a bit, but spoilers for a lot of important stuff for this movie and the other movies in the series. So yeah, I'll give you a couple seconds. How you doing? How do you guys like watching the world burn? Viva Revolution, if you know what I mean. Cough. Anyway, so yeah, this movie is fun. I do think so. It's fun and it's a good movie. Maybe after a couple more watches, I'll change my mind a bit, but it's fun. If you watched, you need to at least watch the first other 2 Jurassic World movies. You don't need to watch the Jurassic Park movies. Just watch the Jurassic World movies, because those are more important to this one. Because of course, it's the 3rd in a trilogy. Technically, it's the 6th in a sextility. Is that what you call it? I'm gonna say sextility, because numbers and haha funny sex. Anyway, so there's an ad. I know it's never going away. It isn't. It's not. You know, the topical thing that involves your lungs, and it can be passed from one another. Just I don't want to actually say it myself because that could get this video silenced. Not like I want this video to be seen by millions. I really don't. I can't handle that attention. But whatever. So the story begins right where we left off from Fallen World, which I actually think I covered, but I'm not sure. After the last one, they found a girl who was actually a clone, because of course the dinosaurs in the Jurassic franchise are clones, or at least most of them are. and this girl was a product of that somewhat. She's not a dinosaur human or whatever hybrid. She's just a clone. And we actually get to expand on her lore a bit, which is she is a clone of a person who she thought was her mother, which actually she technically is still her mother. She's just a clone of her mother, you know? And it actually makes sense because a human clone to actually works somewhat like you have to get the DNA from a person, and then you gotta transform that sort of DNA into a workable like sperm or whatever, and you gotta get like a pure egg or something like that, and you mix them together, and then you get a baby that looks similar to the person that was being cloned. And often, if you don't want to use an artificial womb, you can actually use a woman's womb as well. You just gotta remove her egg that's being used or whatever at the moment, or however that works. I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care for that, but at least I understand that some people need abortions. They shouldn't have to, but they need it. Thanks, Supreme Court, and thanks, Joe Biden, for not doing anything. We knew you weren't gonna do anything, but you're not doing anything at all. So thanks a lot. So that's how basic cloning works, to my knowledge, at least. I don't really study this stuff. I just learn passing facts about it. So yeah. So Maisie being a clone of her mother, but her mother also gave birth to her, so that's why she's her mother. Also the fact that she created her, because her mother was a scientist that was really smart, to the point that people can't understand her work. So that's sort of the reason this movie happens, along with the fact that we finally know, I don't remember, but we finally know why this franchise started. Because in the first one, besides the fact that security was a bit incompetent for a dinosaur park, well, a Jurassic Park, but you know what I mean. One guy wanted dinosaurs so bad he hired a guy to go undercover and steal dinosaur DNA and like eggs or whatever. And that guy who wanted the dinosaurs was the villain in this movie. So we finally know who started this whole franchise, kinda. So yeah, that's a bit fun. That's cathartic. What is going on? I don't know. It might be the cops. They're finally catching on. The government is messed up, and I'm finally going to jail. I'm joking. Hopefully. I'm not liking the sounds of that. I might actually get this arrest on camera, so I'm not gonna make videos for a while. It's calmed down, or at least for now. So yeah, I totally forgot where I was. So yeah, this movie is very cathartic. I'd say it finishes, it wraps everything up nicely, and it sends off the franchise and like, all right, here's the end. I don't think, but we don't set up another movie or whatever, and that's it. So I like this movie, I do, and I feel like anyone who's watched the other Jurassic World movies or Jurassic Park movies should watch it. But my only gripe is that the whole reason that Maisie's cloning is revealed is because she gets kidnapped because she is a clone of her mom, and her mom had a disease, and her mom, being so smart, she removed and destroyed the cells that would become that disease or are that disease. So Maisie is completely cured of that disease, and also They live. Did I mention they live in a cabin in the woods? Love that movie. But so in the woods around that cabin, Blue is still there. Blue, the velociraptor from the other two movies, who's very important. She lives there, and she had a kid. She had a virgin birth, which isn't entirely uncommon. Like, we know about it, and it happens enough to where we don't really know. At least I don't think we don't really know how it works or whatever. But we know it happens quite a lot, or at least not really even relatively. It happens. We've seen it happen, especially in zoos. It happens a lot in zoos. Don't know why. I mean, I guess in relative terms, it happens a lot in zoos because they don't just openly mate in zoos. The animals don't. So the fact that kids happen almost quite a lot of the time in zoos just shows that virgin births aren't that uncommon in the wild. It's just they're more extreme in zoos because they're not. It's just that they don't. Whatever. I lost track because I like animals. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah, Blue has a kid. Her name's Beta. And the reason I'm talking about this is because the old Apple CEO villain, because he looks a lot like the current CEO or whatever of Apple, he wants them because Maisie is a genetically altered clone of her mom who doesn't have that disease. And since Beta is also a sort of clone, because that's how virgin births work. They don't have other DNA they don't have the sperm, so there's no other DNA being intertwined into that person. So it's just the mother's DNA. So they're basically a clone. And for some reason, they want to specifically check the DNA of those two. Which, this is my only gripe with the movie. Why not make it easier and make another clone? Because it probably took a year or so to find and kidnap Maisie. I mean, don't you have the dead body of her mom? Can't you just make another clone and then check the DNA? Like, that would be just easier. Also, I'm pretty sure Velociraptor and human DNA aren't compatible or comparable. So, that wouldn't work. Comparing a Velociraptor and a human's DNA would not work because they aren't similar. Or at least similar enough to where you can see exactly what was altered in Maisie's DNA to make sure she didn't have that disease. And speaking of altering DNA, the whole reason why this is happening is because a genetically altered prehistoric version of locusts, which are just really excited grasshoppers, by the way, are running loose across America and eventually the world. So there's another ad going on. Hopefully you don't hear it. It's running across America and eventually the world, eating all the crops except Biosyn. Biosyn's the company, the evil company in this one. And I'm really tired of evil company, evil CEO, evil rich guy, because it's not even a satire anymore or exaggeration of real world characteristics. It's real. It's happening all the time. Rich guys are getting away with everything they do because they have money and thus can just buy themselves out of any situation. It's not even funny anymore. Like, it's just sad. It's sad in real life, and it's annoying in media. So yeah. So that's why they brought Maisie, so they can check her DNA to see if they can genetically alter a locust DNA so they can make an enzyme that kills them all off substantially over time, or like generally. So that's 3 species being used to. That's 2 species trying to kill a different species. So you got Velociraptor human and locust DNA being looked at each other and trying to kill off the locust. Doesn't that seem a bit weird? Doesn't that seem a bit stupid? Don't you feel stupid? Don't you feel a little ashamed? Whatever. So yeah, that's the whole reason why the story happens. And you guys are a bit mean to this movie. Sure, it's the finale, but it does what it needs to, and I find it quite enjoyable. But you guys are being mean. It has enough dinosaurs, and the fact that the main story is about locusts that are prehistoric is not taking away from the fact that it's a Jurassic World. The name of the movies is Jurassic World, not Dinosaur Park. Alright? Jurassic entitles a time on Earth where everything existed. Everything in that time existed. So the fact that prehistoric locusts are running free on Earth still means it's Jurassic World. Because dinosaurs aren't the focus, which dinosaurs are a part of the story, does not mean it's less Jurassic World. It's still Jurassic World whether you like it or not. Grow up and watch the funny dinosaur movie, alright? Because yeah, dinosaurs are the main point of these movies. Dinosaurs are cool, alright? I'll admit it here. I got 2 right here. I know people say, but reptiles aren't technically dinosaurs. They are. Everything's related. Alright? We all started from a single-celled organism, and we're all technically related. That's how animals work on Earth. We didn't just pop out of existence. We're all animals. Humans are animals. That's how we work. The only reason we don't see ourselves as animals is because we got a superiority complex, because we have free thinking. Or at least we think we do. I don't know. Kratos, my bearded dragon, probably has free thinking. He sure likes food a lot, and will do anything to get it. That's probably free thinking. Or at least the way he gets it. He wants to try and get it, or whatever. So yeah, that's my little rant on human superiority complexes. We're animals, ding-dongs. Someday we're all gonna die, and this universe is gonna return to nothing. Enjoy the dinosaur movie. God. So yeah, that's my only nitpick. Velociraptor and human DNA aren't comparable. At least I don't think. No, I'm gonna say it here. I 100% know that Velociraptor and human DNA are comparable. Alright? There's like nothing that can compare dinosaur and anything on Earth today. Even birds and lizards aren't that comparable. It's been millions of years. Of course, things have changed a lot. And things will continue to change whether you like it or not. So yeah, my only nitpick. And that's basically the rest of the movie. Owen and his love interest, which I totally forgot the name of, they're going after Maisie to try and get her back because that's their daughter now. And the locusts are being investigated by the Jurassic Park team. And this one guy I really like, I think it's like, I forgot his name. It's like an A name, I think, like Andrew or sort of like that. But I really like him, he's cool. So yeah, that's basically the entire movie. Things weave in and out until they all come to the Biosense like base, which is also a dinosaur preserve. And Owen finds, actually, the main guys from Jurassic Park 1, they find Maisie, along with getting DNA from the locusts, so they can shut down the entire Biosyn operation. And then the finale happens when everyone comes together. But of course, at that time, we get introduced to the big bad dinosaur, which isn't even the big bad. It's the Giganotosaurus, the biggest terrestrial apex predator, I think, something like that. It's not the biggest terrestrial dinosaurs or animal, but it's up there in size, and it looks like a T-Rex and a Spinosaurus and like actually no, that's it. It looks like a Spinosaurus and a T-Rex had a baby. So yeah. I mean, it's cool, but the claims that the creators of this movie said that it's gonna be the biggest bad, it's so evil, it's like the Joker of dinosaurs. It's not. I mean, it looks cool. I'm pretty sure it's like an actual dinosaur, unlike my boy. But yeah, that's about it for the big bad dinosaur. Because they always gotta have one. The first one was the T-Rex, aka Rexy, who has been in almost every Jurassic Park movie. Almost. I'm pretty sure in the third one there's a T-Rex in there that got killed by the Spinosaurus, which, by the way, the Spinosaurus does not look like that. I don't want to be the bearer of bad nerves. It looks like a salamander. Why am I going Australian? I'm so tired. My voice is so strained. Anyway, so yeah. That's not what that the Spinosaurus looks like anymore. So, sorry, science wins. Anyway, so yeah, everything comes together. They survive the Giganotosaurus attack, and then they just save it out and whatever. They're trying to escape, and right as they're about to escape on a helicopter or whatever, the big dinosaur fight happens where the Giganotosaurus, the T-Rex, and another dinosaur, the one with the 3 long claws, they're cool. They have a big old fight, and it's awesome and brutal. Because it ends with the T-Rex pushing the Giganotosaurus into the 3-clawed guy's claws, and it goes straight through his neck and his abdomen. And he dies. And then we leave. And then it just sort of ends there. Everything ends. The Biosyn gets shut down or whatever for malpractice or whatever. My susspot. Susspot. You guys see susspot right there? That's susspot. So yeah. It just kind of ends. I mean, besides the suddenness of it going straight to the ending, I still think it's a good ending. It's satisfying, and I surprisingly got emotional when after Owen and his family returns Beta to Blue. Blue comes back, looks at Owen, and they have an emotional send-off without saying anything. They just look at each other emotionally. Like a father and his daughter who's going off to college, and they see her one last time before she goes. I started tearing up. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that's it. That's Jurassic World Dominion. I liked it. I think it's a solid end to the Jurassic Park / world story that was going on. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect. No movie is, especially not this one. But unlike my other movies that I really like that are heck, some of them are even bad. This one is actually a good movie, and I don't like it just because it's cool. I like it because I like the story. and the characters were charming and witty, and they had a rapport with each and one of each other once they got together towards the end. And by the way, it took a while to get to the end. I'm not sure I mentioned this, but this movie's really long. Not like it's 4 hours long and you're gonna have to go to the bathroom once or twice and you're gonna miss the movie. No, it's like 2 hours and like 40 to 50 minutes if I remember correctly. But so yeah. Besides that and the gripe about the DNA, I like this movie. I recommend it. It's an 8 out of 10. It's a generous 8 out of 10. It'd be closer to be like a 7, but I'm gonna be generous because you guys aren't, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I liked it, and I recommend it to anyone who likes dinosaurs, or you just want to get this story over with. So yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what we should do next. Go in the description and go check my other accounts and my Patreon if you can spare a few dollars. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Hopefully the world doesn't end by then. Bye!